it's just a great thing to do twice a year because it just brings you back to you. What is going to bring you that calm and peace and immunity, like strengthen your immunity as we're going into the holidays, the cold and flu season.
I think this is a great segue into why we do it. So this whole point of this video is really just sharing some information and a lot of questions we commonly get asked about this cleanse. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited. Today we are just going to be talking to you like sitting down, having a chat, sharing all things cleansing with food.
That's right. It's so wonderful too, Meg, because I gotta tell you, I just drove 15 hours, you guys.
Yeah, look, she's like comfortable.
Twice.
She's like leaning back.
The last 2 days I've been driving, but the time that I have away, I just enjoy all my foods. And as you know, I like a little bit of sugar, a little bit of beer.
Oh, really?
Well, when it's hot.
Beer. Okay.
Well, you know,
she's normally
when it's
not a
hot.
drinker.
No,
I'm the drinker. I like my tequila. But I feel like it's perfect because it's the end of summer. We're now in fall. And
so beautiful.
As we transition, the food transitions. The weather starts to cool down. And now all this new bounty is coming into the farmers markets, and what cleansing with food does is really showcases all of that deliciousness that's in season.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, in the summer we're eating more raw foods, cooling foods because it's like been really hot, right?
Yes.
And hydrating foods. And now we're moving into the warm, savory, stewy, roasting, braising kind of a time.
Yes. And what cleansing with food is a 21-day elimination diet detoxing program that is all about food. It's eliminating any potential allergen, inflammatory, high glycemic, alcohols, processed sugars, caffeines, except for matcha. There's a few exceptions. But what it's doing is really getting rid of anything that's going to cause inflammation in your body, any congestion, any stickiness, and really slough off all that summer fun.
Well, it's also, don't you think, it's like, well, for me particularly, as I age, I notice where some foods I could eat a lot of, but then there's like some foods, they don't work so well for me. And every time that we do this cleanse, I learn something new about what works and doesn't work for me personally.
Or I would say, on the other hand, it's not even necessarily as you age. I think we get stuck in food habits or routines where you just constantly, like every day you're waking up eating oatmeal or having scrambled eggs or whatever that is. And
toast with avocado.
Exactly. And so what this does, this cleanse really adds diversity back into your diet. It's showcasing different things that you might not have been thinking of. Well, it's inspiring you to try new things.
And it's so seasonal, you know? And I think it's like what you're saying, Meg, you know, every person is different. And we do change as we age. Even a 20-year-old becoming a 30-year-old, a 30-year-old becoming a 40-year-old.
Yes.
40-year-old. 40-year-old. And so it's just a great thing to do twice a year because it just brings you back to you. What is going to bring you that calm and peace and immunity, like strengthen your immunity as we're going into the holidays, the cold and flu season, you know?
You can't say you're used right now, cold and flu.
I know, I'm a little tired.
She's tired. But I think this is a great segue into why we do it. So this whole point of this video is really just sharing some information and a lot of questions we commonly get asked about this cleanse. So number one, first and foremost, there's food. That's why we've titled it Cleansing with Food. It's broken up into 3 different segments of eating throughout the day. So you start with your smoothie in the morning. You have your main dinner, as we like to call it, around the afternoon, like when you would have lunch, and then you have a soup for dinner. And that's all of it's food. And if you are somebody that doesn't necessarily need to lose weight or just needs like snacking, you can snack in between all of those.
Well, and the other thing is that you are nourishing your body at the highest degree. It's like, you know, from our fun summer foods, they're just like coming out, and we're, like I said, we're building our bodies, strengthening them, and we're allowing our organs to do their job. And what comes out at the end of the day is that you're feeling like, oh my goodness, I've never felt this good. I've never slept so well. My skin glows.
She's getting ahead of herself with here, because we're not talking about like the reasons. I'm talking about like number one is like we eat on this.
Right, yes. So the foods.
Food,
yes.
because I feel like that's a big concern whenever people hear the word cleanse. Gotta bring her back in. Is that you eat. There's so much food on this. There's like delicious salads and grass-fed meats and whole grains and wild fish and all the different veggies.
Well, and what is seasonal right now between the vegetables and even some of the fruits that we can eat? Well, for one, persimmons. We love persimmons. They're here all fall. We love the pears and the apples.
So there's lots of different foods that you have. I think that's like the number one thing, that it's like really just, you gotta eat a lot of different things. Is this for life? And
I love that question.
It's because it's kind of like that fear-based thing of like, oh, do I have to give this up forever? No way. I'm never giving up tequila forever, but for 21 days or for 3 weeks or for 4 weeks, and sometimes it does trickle out longer, like to 6 weeks or 7 weeks, because you just feel so good at the end of it. Yeah. But eventually I come back. You start slowly trickling back in, but you're just more conscious about those choices or the things that you're drinking. So instead of like my margaritas, exactly, instead of like going out and maybe having like 5 margaritas with my girls, I'll have like 2 moderately with like water in between. Look at me adulting.
It's awareness. It's like having this total awareness of what is gonna help you be your best self.
What it is this is a baseline to come back to. This is like you go on a vacation and you just like go ham and like you fully enjoy it, because that's what life's about. However, how do you get back to feeling great before you left? This is it. This is like a reset button. It takes out all of those things that were contributing to your sluggishness, your lack of sleep, your whatever irritation, exactly, in your body, and you eliminate the foods, and then you start reintroducing them back in slowly, one at a time, and being like, okay, this, I still feel good. I'm gonna keep adding this in. Maybe with dairy, you add it in, you get a little congested like I do, and you're like, okay, so maybe this isn't an everyday food. This is something that I'm gonna enjoy at a holiday party, or
I go to a restaurant and there's cheese in it, and I go, oh, you know what? I can do this one time. Yeah.
It gives you an understanding of your body. It brings you back to intuitively knowing what you crave or what your body needs, which I love.
Yeah.
I feel like supplements. Is it always about supplements? Because when you think about cleansing and detoxifying, supplements are completely optional for this.
And what the supplements do, they're enhancing the elimination process. So in other words, you'll take a supplement that's going to help you really get in deeper into your organs, into your digestive system, and pull things out so that you're really cleansing at a deeper level. So again, it's really up to you. You get to decide if you're kind of dipping in, as we say, and just seeing, wow, you know, I just want to eliminate, Meg, or I want to
eliminate all these foods, and then just continue eating the way that the cleanse is set up.
You're still going to learn something, and then if you want to do the whole thing maybe without supplements, we have a lot of clients that do that too, and get benefit.
I do it a lot of times without supplements, because sometimes it's a little too much detoxifying, if you know what I mean, or too much eliminating. It's like you get used to listening to your body and what is the best way to support your cleanse.
And that's what we're here for. We get to help you. And then if you go what I call the full Monte, you know, you're doing the whole cleanse, 21 days. You're taking the supplements and you're eliminating all of these toxins. You're working on yourself, your intuitive self, your inside self, as well as your physiological self.
You're not only becoming mindful of the food that you're consuming, you're becoming mindful of how your body is reacting and how you feel. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Why we cleanse is going to be like the last question, I think, of this, because it really is going to tie it together. And the reason why I love this so much is that, you know, struggling with an eating disorder for so many years and having such disordered eating patterns and food never really making me feel good until figuring out that I was gluten intolerant. This is an at-home way of figuring it out for yourself. It's by eliminating any of these things, and as you eat different foods and you start feeling better, like the questions I would get all the time is like, well, why don't you just have a bite of gluten? It really can't be that bad. But after I felt so bad for so long, my entire life, like once I knew how it felt to feel good and normal, whatever normal is, I would never go back. And what I loved that this cleanse taught me is how to listen to my body. Because I had such disordered eating patterns, I didn't know I would either overeat or undereat. I was very restrictive, or all of these different things. It taught me how to, when I was full, to stop eating and to really feel fullness and to enjoy food. I feel like food was such like a negative thing for me for like, so long.
Like this for Meg.
Yeah, like I couldn't have anything. I couldn't fully enjoy it because I would be like shaming myself of like having a dessert or having something that was indulgent because I just was so unhappy with myself. And this cleanse just taught me such a deep form of appreciation for my body and self-love and a mindfulness of treating my body well, because this is the only home I get in this life. So it really is one of those things that I always come back to, and I'm so grateful for, because not only did it help me manage my eating disorder, but it helped me learn how to live a very balanced life, which I'm so grateful for.
Well, and I'm also hearing, Megan, too, is it actually reconnected you with your food and your body.
Oh, totally.
And so that reconnection is this beautiful thing. And for me, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it reconnects me with my body because, again, I'll go back, you know, I'm 62 years old. Or young, I should say. I'm 62 years young. And I
like
feel
to say
really
level
good.
62.
Oh, I like that, level 62. I don't feel it. I have tons of energy, and I know it's the lifestyle that we've learned now for the 7 years that we've been doing this cleanse, is that for me, it's like my body fluctuates as I age, because our hormones fluctuate as we age. Stuff happens, and so it's my time for me to take care of me, to love myself so much, to say, you know what, I'm just gonna cleanse my body, just like we brush our teeth every night.
I think about like moms just always taking care of their kids. It's like taking care of it. There's such a mom. You're a mom. We have 4 of us, like, and a husband that you take care of. It's
exactly. And so now it's my time to take care of me and reset for me, and I look forward to it every year at this time. It's amazing.
I know. So if you have any questions about the cleanse, feel free to send us an email, megsandpegs@courier-girls-kitchen.com. Comment in the comments below. Let us know why would you cleanse? What is something that, like, what would you want to get out of this? We'd love to hear.
Or any of your fears or your concerns.
Yes.
Or, you know, besides the questions, because literally dip in. If you have some kind of like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this, ask us, talk about it with us, because let me tell you, we've had plenty of students in these years that have done it, never looked back, and repeat year after year, sometimes twice a year.
It's like adopting a new lifestyle. That's like what I said to myself when I went gluten-free. This was a new lifestyle. It wasn't a diet. And this is what this cleanse does, is helping you adopt your own new lifestyle.
And it's a prevention tool. You know, we're all about prevention.
Yes.
So it's pretty awesome.
I know. So we're so grateful that you took the time to sit down and listen to us chat about all things cleansing with food. We're gonna link the more information about really breaking down what goes on in the cleanse in the description box below. And if you don't subscribe to our channel, because every Wednesday we're sharing delicious new videos just for you. Like next week we have a really yummy one with simply quinoa, which I'm really excited to share.
I can't wait.
Yes. So thank you again, and yeah, we hope to see you soon.